White just played. Queen g3 check. Pause the video to find out black's response. Queen takes g3 check. Pawn takes g3 check. King f3. Pawn g4. Pawn e4. King g5. Pawn e3. King f5. Pawn e2. Black considers playing. Pawn promotes to queen at e1 and take decisive advantage. King e5 was chosen by white. King takes g4. King e4. White is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black played. King f6. Pause the video to find out white's response. Queen d8 check. King g6. Queen takes g5 check. King takes g5. Pawn a4. King f4. Pawn a5. King e3. Pawn a6. King takes d3. Pawn a7. Pawn g5. Pawn promotes to queen at a8. White wants to play. Queen a6 check. King e3. Queen takes e6 check and increase their advantage significantly. King d4. Black is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Queen e4 check. Pause the video and try to predict white's next move. Queen takes e4. Pawn takes e4. Pawn a4. White is aiming to play. Pawn a5. Pawn f5. Pawn a6. Pawn g5. Pawn a7. Pawn b4. Pawn promotes to queen at a8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Pawn takes a4 was chosen by black. Pawn takes a4. King h6. Pawn a5. Pawn f5. Pawn a6. Pawn g5. Pawn a7. Pawn e5. Pawn promotes to queen at a8. White's idea is to play. Queen f8 check. King g6. Queen d6 check. King f7. Queen takes e5 and dominate the board. King g7. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Queen f3. Pause the video to analyze black's next move. Queen takes f3 check. King takes f3. King takes h3. Pawn e4. Pawn g4 check. King f4. White is looking to play. Pawn takes d5 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn takes e4 played by black. King takes e4. King g2. Black is looking to play. King takes f2 and secure a stronghold in the game. King e3 move preferred by white. On h5. Black is planning to play. King f1. King f4. King takes f2 and increase their advantage significantly. King e2 move preferred by white. On h4. Black intends to play. On h3. King e3. On h2. King f4. King h3. King g5. Pawn promotes to queen at h1 and seize the initiative. King e3 was chosen by white. On g3. Black's idea is to play. Pawn takes f2 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn takes g3 was chosen by white. King takes g3. King e4. White is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. White just played. Queen h4 check. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. Queen h5. Black intends to play. Queen takes h4 and take decisive advantage. Queen g3 move preferred by white. Queen g5. On e4. Queen takes g3 check. Pawn takes g3. On a4. Black is looking to play. On a3. King f3. On a2. King f4. On promotes to queen at a1 and establish a winning position. On takes d5 was chosen by white. King g7. King f3. On a3. Black intends to play. King f8. On g4. On a2. King e4. On promotes to queen at a1 and put immense pressure on the opponent. On d6 played by white. King f8. King e4. On a2. Black is planning to play. King e8. King d5. On promotes to queen at a1 and gain a significant edge. King d3 played by white. On promotes to queen at a1. On g4 black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King c to pause the video and try to find black's next move. White's idea is to play Queen e8 check. King h7. Queen takes f7 check and seized the initiative. Queen g6 was chosen by black. Queen takes g6 check. On takes g6. King d2. King f7. King e3. King takes f6. King d4. On b5. King c5. On g5. Black might go for King e5. King b4. King d5. On b3. On takes b3. King takes b3. King c5. King c2. King c4 and take decisive advantage. King takes b5 move preferred by white. On g4. Black is preparing to play King e5. King b4. On g3. On b3. On g2. On takes c4. On promotes to queen at g1. On c5. King d5 and gain a significant edge. King takes c4 move preferred by white. On g3. King d5. On g2. On c4. On promotes to queen at g1. Black's idea is to play Queen g2 check. King d4. Queen takes b2 check and increase their advantage significantly. On b4 white is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. On takes c6. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Queen c5 check. King b7. Queen takes d4. On takes d4. King d3. On the 5. King takes d4. On takes b4. On takes b4. King b6. King c4. King c7. King c5. White intends to play on b5. King b7. On takes c6 check and take decisive advantage. King d7 was chosen by black. King d4. King c7. King e5. King b6. King takes f4. King c7. Black's loss is confirmed. Let's go to the next game. Black just played Queen f6. Pause the video to spot white's next move. Black might go for Queen a1 check. King e2. Queen takes a2 check and establish a winning position. Queen takes f6 move preferred by white. On takes f6. King e2. King f8. King e3. White is planning to play King f4. On f5. King takes f5. On a6. On a4. King e7. On g4 and take decisive advantage. King e7 played by black. King e4. On f5 check. King takes f5. King d7. King f6. King e8. On g4. King f8. On a4. King e8. On h4. White is preparing to play. On h5. King d7. King takes f7. King c7. On f4. On b5. Pawn takes b5, and secure a stronghold in the game. King d8 was chosen by black. King takes f7. King c8. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Queen e5 check. Pause the video to spot white's next move. Queen f4 check. Queen g5. Queen takes g5 check. King takes g5. On a4. On c5. On the 5. On c4. King f3. White is preparing to play. On a6. On c3. King e2 and dominate the board. On c3 played by black. King e2. King h4. King d3. White's idea is to play. On a6. King takes h3. On a7. King takes g4. Pawn promotes to queen at a8 and establish a winning position. On h5 move preferred by black. On a6. White wants to play. Pawn takes h5. King takes h3. On a7. King h4. On h6. Pawn takes h6. Pawn promotes to queen at a8. On f5. Queen g2 and gain a significant edge. Pawn takes g4 played by black. Pawn takes g4. On c2. Black wants to play. Pawn promotes to queen at c1 and take decisive advantage. King takes c2 move preferred by white. On f5. Pawn takes f5. King g5. King d2. King takes f5. King e3. King e5. On a7. White intends to play. Pawn promotes to queen at a8 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f5 played by black. Pawn promotes to queen at a8. White is setting up to play. Queen f8 check. King e5. Queen e7 check and secure a stronghold in the game. King e5. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Queen g5. Pause the video and try to find white's next move. Queen takes g5 check. King takes g5. King g3. King f5. On h4. White is looking to play. King h3. On e5. Pawn takes e5. King takes e5. King g4. King d5. King g5. King c4. King takes g6 and take decisive advantage. On e5 move preferred by black. Pawn takes e5. King takes e5. King g4. White is looking to play. King g5. King e6. King takes g6 and increase their advantage significantly. King f6 move preferred by black. King f4. King f7. King takes e4. King e6. King f4. White wants to play. King g5. King f7. On e4 and increase their advantage significantly. King d5 was chosen by black. On e4 check. King c4. On e5. White considers playing. On e6. King takes b4. On e7. King c4. Pawn promotes to queen at e8 and secure a stronghold in the game. King d5 move preferred by black. King g5. White is planning to play. King f6. King c4. On e6. King takes b4. On e7. King takes c5. Pawn promotes to queen at e8 and establish a winning position. King takes e5 move preferred by black. King takes g6. King d4. On h5. King c3. On h6. King takes b4. On h7. King takes c5. Pawn promotes to queen at h8. King c4. White has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game.